always believe house. Oh, today we're going to continue a lesson over quadratic transformations. Oh, today's lesson will be a little bit easier because you're just writing them down and you don't have to put them in function form. You're just got to know from vertex form to the transformations. So a magical whiteboard appears and you see your work in front of you, and let's write down vertex form at the top. So vertex form is f of x equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. And remember, there's four things that can happen. The first thing, if this is a negative, it's going to open down, right? It's going to reflect across the x-axis, right? The a is going to vertically stretch or compress it, right? We'll talk about that in a minute. The h is a translate left or right, and the k is a translate up or down, right? So those four things are what you're going to write down, and that's it, okay? You just got to remember the order. Now then on star, they may throw a kink and put them out of order, but we're going to go from left to right and write down what happens. This is not hard. And remember, you won't do all four on the one problem. Now then, all we need to do on this is just write down the transformations, okay? It says identify the parent function f of x, but it's just going to be y equal x squared, right? So we're not going to do that. We're just going to write down the transformations. Okay, so on the first one, this is the first one. This is the second one. This is 3. This is 4. This one will have all four of them, right? So the first thing that's going to happen is reflect across x-axis. Okay, then look at the 1/2. You're not looking at the negative anymore. The 1/2 is closer to 0 in it. The closer it gets to 0, it's vertically compressed. So step 2, write down vertical compression. Since you have room on this, we're going to write down the whole thing. Vertical compression of 1/2. And then step 3, the -4, the opposite of left 4 is right 4. Remember, you got to do the opposite. That -4 is actually positive 4. So that's translate, should be crickets, right 4 units. And then step 4 is the -3, that's translate, chimney crickets, down, and then 3 units, right? Piece of cake. And you're not going to do all these on every problem. I'm only going to do a couple more of these. This is going to be pretty simple. You're just writing down the transformations. So let's go to number 3. Okay, on number 3, we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. Notice there's no a, is there? So this parabola will not be vertically compressed or stretched, okay? So the first thing that's going to happen is reflect across the x-axis. And I'm sorry about my handwriting. Step 2 is translate. The opposite of +3 is -3, so left 3 units. And then step 3, the +2, that's translate up 2 units. Remember, the h is minus and the k is not. So the h, the number in the parentheses, is flipped, but the k is not, okay? Technically, I would make you write down the vertex of all these, right? That's kind of important to know. The vertex of this one's 1, 3. The vertex of this one's 2, 2. You should know, like, right off the bat, the vertex, right? Okay? So hopefully you can get the vertex of all these. Let's go to one that doesn't have a number in the parentheses, or is there one? Every single one of these has a number in the parentheses. So let's do, is there one with a vertical stretch? Doesn't look like it. These are pretty simple. Let's just do number 7. Last one I'll do with you. This is pretty simple stuff. Notice there's nothing in front of the parentheses, is there? So we're not going to reflect it. We're not going to vertically compress or stretch it. This right here is going to be our first thing, and this will be our second thing on it. So the first thing we're going to do is translate. Remember, if it's in the parentheses, it's opposite. The opposite of +2 is -2, so translate left 2 units. And step 2 is to translate down 3 units. That's all you're having to do. It would kind of be helpful if you wrote down the vertex of each one. That would kind of help you go from the vertex form to the vertex, okay? Remember, the H flips, but the K does not. And this is actually going into the transformation in it. The vertex is what you do to translate left or right or up or down. Okay, you should do fine on the rest of them. This is pretty simple stuff here today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Jiminy Cricket, stop recording. Stop recording. Okay. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, you are amazing. You are created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.